Welcome to Loco Gringo Mexico, where we can take you beyond the usual on your vacation. Each week we talk with amazing locals who know the Riviera Maya and Yucatan like only locals can. Get real tips to real places, insights on the local scene, culture, and cuisine from a local's perspective. So pour yourself a margarita, mezcal, or tequila, grab yourself a comfy chair, and let's get the show going.
Hola everybody, bienvenidos. Welcome to Loco Gringo Mexico. My name is Kay Walton and I'm your host, and I'm so glad you could tune in today. Well, I wish I had $1 or several pesos, depending on what the exchange rate is, for every person who's come on the show and they talk about their journey to Mexico, and the ending goes something like this: and I never left. Because so many people have come to the Mexican Caribbean and never left, and have made it their life. And today is no exception. We're going to be speaking to Ellen de Jonge, who is originally from the Netherlands, and she will share her journey and how she showed up in Cancun with her Lonely Planet guide, and she has then since made Playa del Carmen her home. This episode is brought to you by Buy Playa. You know, lots of people ask us for information and help when it comes to real estate, whether they're looking for retirement, an investment property, or maybe they're looking to relocate to the area. And we refer them over to our friends at Buy Playa. The folks at Buy Playa we've known for years, and they'll make sure that you, the buyer, are fully protected and informed when it comes to buying real estate. So if you're looking to buy a piece of paradise, check out our friends at buyplaya.com. Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. I'm very good at the moment. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, thanks so much. I'm really glad that we reconnected on Facebook, and that you were available, that we were able to talk with us, because you have been in the Riviera Maya for so long, and I wanted to find out and hear about your journey, because you were originally from Amsterdam, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Amsterdam, from the Netherlands, and I arrived in Playa del Carmen in 2001. So I think it's kind of 17 years I'm here now. Yeah, 17 years, long years.
And why the Caribbean coast of Mexico? Coming from Amsterdam, why here when there's so many destinations in the world?
Well, to make a long story short, I was working at that time with a very good friend in the center of Amsterdam, in Corner House, a very famous hotel bar, and we were kind of thinking, okay, let's do something now. Let's shake up our world a little bit, because nothing is happening like this. And we said, let's go for a year. Let's take a trip and go somewhere we've never been. And so we came up with Mexico, because my friend was studying Spanish and she wanted to go somewhere where she could practice her Spanish, you know. And Amsterdam is very close, Holland is very close to Spain, but, you know, Spain is not where you want to go if you are from the Netherlands, because a lot of Dutch people are in Spain, so you don't have the feeling that you go somewhere. So we chose Mexico. I've been in Mexico before that, to Puerto Vallarta. And I said, okay, let's go, but then I don't want to go to that side. I like to go to see also something new, no? So we booked a ticket, Amsterdam, Cancun, and seriously, we bought The Lonely Planet, that big book, those lovely books. And in the plane, well, we almost landed, we decided where to go. So we stay in Cancun, are we going to wherever? We've never been here, so we didn't know anything. So we ended up taking a nice 2-week vacation first on Isla Mujeres, because we worked so hard in Amsterdam to get somewhere, you know, to get a little off for a year long, because you never know if you can work or anything. So we ended up 2 weeks in Isla Mujeres. And 17 years ago, Isla Mujeres was so nice, calm and beautiful now. And I just recently been back, and it was a completely different world, but that's something else. And then after 2 weeks, we decided to go to Playa del Carmen, just like that.
Wow. And Playa was still a sleepy little fishing village then, right?
Yeah, we are. Well, yeah. We didn't know anybody. No, we know a good friend from a good friend. So you know how that goes. From a good friend who was taking care of a house from somebody in Akumal. Yeah, how you get there. No, so we also spent a couple of days in Akumal, and he would show us Playa del Carmen, and we rented a studio or an apartment on the 5th, on the busy 5th, and it was like a 5,000 pesos or something. That was nothing, no, for an apartment on the 5th that time. And the first meetings, we start to get to know people, and I'm sure you know that bar that was from Captain Deus, and that was not on the beach, that was on Avenida 10. And he made that famous biscuits and gravy. Anyway, we landed there and we started to meet people. And yeah, of course you hang on a swing in the Blue Parrot, and you have your famous morning coffee with Ronnie and Joe, at Java Joe. And at that time they were next to the tequila barrel. And and then we just stayed, we got an apartment, we stayed, we said, okay, let's look for a job, because our plan was just a year to do, have a little fun time and also work and see how that is. And I started to work, I remember so well, in street number 2 in a restaurant called Hak, and they had the best steaks. And my friend started in the beer bucket that is not existing anymore. And then, long story short, and finally after that first year, we both got a job we really liked. I started to work in the tequila barrel, selling tequilas, really. And my friend started to be a manager in the Rana Cansada. So every day is party, bartending, party after barbecues in the weekends with all. We were this big, big crew. You had this big crew you hang out with, and it was not a big crew. It's like 30 people or something you saw in the weekend with barbecues and at the bar and at the beach. Because there was maybe only one good bar at the beach. That was the Blue Parrot at that time. So that was how it started. Then we went back to Amsterdam after that year to just arrange and come back right away 3 weeks later. And I'm still here.
Great story. And I mean,
are you still here?
Yes, I'm still there. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
just the first year.
And all that's in the first year. And I remember remember the beer bucket and all of that, and the Rana is still there and everything. Yeah. So if that was just the first year, what happened after that?
That was just the first year. The first year to hang out. And I came from, I was a bartender, and I did that job for a couple of years in Amsterdam. And, I'm a trained, I'm a trained swim teacher and swim coach. And I've been swimming in my youth. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't give fulfillment. And to be in between, I started just to jog behind the bar just to pay for the next school adventure or your next study, whatever you were going to do. And I was studying psychology, sports psychology. And then my friend said, let's do something. And I think, after a year, I can come back and start and continue. I never did. So, after that first year, we started to have an apartment above the tequila barrel. And you live above your job. It was tremendous. It was fun. It was, friendships were good. You start to know, because I'm Dutch, you start to know the Dutch crowd, like Deus and Monica and Greco. And I worked for Greco that time. And, and then finally I start to think, I've been thinking all my life, but at that moment I thought, what shall we do? Am I continuing being a bartender? I started to become, I think, 35, 36, something like that. And big things happened in my life, and I really had to make a choice to step out of that life. And, I had no choice, and I think, okay, let's see what we can do. And then a good friend of mine says, Ellen, why don't you start to do some yoga? You seem a little nervous, you seem a little uptight. And I said, yoga, no. That's not for me. Because I thought, and I still remember in my head, if I'm going to do yoga, I have to sit down on a mat and talk to God. That was my idea for doing yoga. But finally I went, because I set up an aqua fitness group, I remember very well, in Playa del Carmen. And it became very, very popular for bartenders, for people who are working at night. So we had it from 12 to 1, 3 times a week. We were jumping in the pool on music, and it was great. And then I met like a yoga teacher, and she also said, yeah, you have to come to yoga, And then finally I did. And, well, that was kind of the beginning of a very, very beautiful story, I think. Because right away during that first class, I felt something was lifted now, because I dealt with depression. Has it to be this heavy? Can I become heavy in this interview or not?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because it has to be light, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I dealt with lots of stuff. And during my first yoga class, I think, hey, here's something, that helped me tremendously. So I'm going to study it. And then I started studying it and became a yoga teacher. A couple of years later, I opened my own studio. Between, I worked at the gym as well. I started at Alhambra Hotel with Yoga by the Sea with Ariel Thomas. Then they offered me a job to do aqua fitness and yoga at the gym. That's still the gym up till today. And I was starting to do my own teacher trainings. And there I met a guy, his name was David Campos. And he said, Ellen, I'm going to build a yoga studio on my roof. I said, really? He said, only if you want to be in there. I said, okay. So there was the start of Yoga by the Way. And I worked with David Campos for 5 years. And we ended it very nicely and lovely, because I think I want to go now be a teacher again. And of course I was a teacher, but a teacher without owning a studio, without taking care of other teachers, without taking care of the yoga mats, without taking care of the whatever you have to take care of when you own a business. So after 5 years, we split it very sweetly. It's still a yoga studio. He called it now Yoga Company. And I'm back in just teaching my teacher trainings, and I'm teaching at Yoga Loft, and I'm teaching at the gym. I'm back at the gym. What I feel is really nice, And at Yoga Loft, what I think is one of the most beautiful studios, according to the how big it is and the floor, and it's totally really connected with yoga. And that's where I am today, kind of.
What's your favorite style of yoga that you teach? I mean, is it Ashtanga or Hatha?
No. It's Vinyasa. Well, everything you can see as Hatha Yoga, but my style is mainly Vinyasa Krama. That's the wise progression. So starting very nice, warm up, safe, and come to beautiful, if you want to call it postures, without harming yourself. But there's so much more than the posture. So I'm sneaking that in, the philosophy, the spirituality, the healing of yoga. I think that the yoga practice here in the West now is started. It's focused not anymore so much, but first of all, focus on the physical, on the body, on the sweat, on the creating muscle. And now, little by little, the teachers here are starting to see that it's not only that. So we are incorporating meditation, what was 10 years ago a very weird word for people. And now, I incorporated breath work and healing work, energy work. And, there's so much more than just your posture, your physical existence. So that is what I absolutely believe. Yeah.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And, for people who are coming down to visit the area, how's the yoga community? Is it really welcoming? I mean, I can go to the studios and I know people because I practice, but is it easy for someone who's just coming down for a week or 2 or 3 weeks? Is it easy for them to assimilate into the yoga community and feel welcomed?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of studios around now, a couple of really, really good ones. And, for example, like Yoga Loft in the center, and the gym, it's very highly visited by tourists who come for 2 weeks and still want to keep up their practice. And the way it is very welcome for other people, because you can just take one class or 2 classes. You don't have to have a month card or whatever. You can always drop in. And I say, yeah, of course, yogis are welcoming other yogis. The more yogis in the world, I think, the better it is.
Absolutely.
It's not all love and life. Don't get me wrong, because I'm Dutch, I'm very grounded. But if there's an opportunity, what age you are, whatever you come from, what issue you have, I think me as a teacher now, and you have to be open and be ready to help. And your class, if it's about their happenings or lifting their butt, or about a deeper issue of curing or dealing with high diseases, no? Mm-hmm. I think that's the deal. And I think here in Playa del Carmen, yeah, absolutely. There's a big community who are welcoming lots of yogis, no?
I have to ask you, with all of your practice and your teacher trainings and everything, you landed in Cancun in 2001 and made Playa your home. Have you had the opportunities to travel within the country of Mexico? Do you have other parts of the country that you really love?
Yeah, well, of course you go to Cancun. You go to Cedraui now. You go to, I've been to Isla Mujeres, of course, a couple of times. I've been to Mérida, what I thought was beautiful. No, it's hot there. I thought it was very hot. And but then you see culture, and you stay in the little haciendas. I've been to Valladolid, what is kind of a town built around a square. And then you see, you go and you eat in restaurants, so Mexican, it's so beautiful. And, grandma is sitting behind, is dealing with the money, stuff like that. And that is colors. And I've been to museums there. I've been also to, where is the pink water? Rio de Lagartos?
Rio Lagartos.
Yeah, and there I went with a good friend. You drive there 4 hours, and there's just, one street, a hotel, 3 hotels, and like 5 restaurants where you can only eat fish, and you go with a little boat, you see the flamingos, and then you think, wow, nature is fantastic, no? And the people, it's like you come 100 years back in time, no? They just sit down, watch the sun go down, and it's beautiful. And then I've been to that big lake where they have those 7 little villages around. I'm sorry, I'm not so good in names.
It's Laguna Bacalar.
He said, yeah, and I've been there. I've been to Guadalajara, also to teach some yoga, but also to just watch the squares and hear the real mariachis sing. And to taste that, no? And of course, Puerto Vallarta I've been, but that was years and years ago. So yeah, I think I've been places. Cenotes around, of course, beautiful beaches. Tulum, of course. Yeah.
Well, where are your
I've been places.
Where are some of those spots that you would recommend to people coming to the area to have a more authentic experience? I know you and I, before we got on the call, we were just chit-chatting and we were saying, a lot's changed since 2001.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, things like Victoria's Secret and some of these other big stores that have come to the area. And there's so much to see and do. And I wanted to know if you had recommendations for people coming down to how they can best experience Playa del Carmen, the Riviera Maya, what you would suggest.
Yeah, well, I think that first of all, what I don't understand, that people are booking a resort and go in the resort and stay 2 or 3 weeks in the resort. No, that is for me is not to understand. But anyway, I think if you go to Playa del Carmen, the best way, I think, to see Playa del Carmen is also to stay in one of those nice little hotels. No, they have all over the place. I think that is a nicer thing, but I also think you like to have a resort for safety, or if you have kids, I think resorts are good for that. But I think you have to get out. So the beaches at the moment in Playa del Carmen, yeah, if you really want to have a nice beach, I would say go to Spuja. No, and there's the Tulum beach, of course, is beautiful. It's getting a little expensive if you ask me. If you go to Tulum or Ahaut by Tulum, all the beach clubs are pretty expensive. But like Tulum, that is still nicely priced, and the beach is beautiful, and you can walk for hours, without really falling over lots and lots of people. I think that is really nice. Yeah. The cenotes Cristalino, where you just can go in if you have a car and just pay 50 pesos and spend some time in that beautiful water. I think that's important as well to see. Yeah.
Have you been to the planetarium in Playa del Carmen?
What did I do? Sorry?
The planetarium where you can go and look at the stars. It just opened last year. I have not been there yet.
No, I haven't. I have not. No. And I've been lately, when it was season, I've been swimming with whale sharks.
Yeah.
If it's season, that is such a beautiful, beautiful tour. No, you go you go to Cancun and you go on a little boat ride, and then they're gonna look for the shark, and that is so amazing. That is one of my highlights. What I did here, absolutely beautiful. Yes,
it is.
And snorkeling. I've been in the secret hidden worlds and stuff like that. I did it. Yeah.
Now, where do you have? What's your do you have a favorite snorkel spot that you always go to?
No, I don't snorkel so much. I don't swim so much anymore. But okay. I've been, I've been to Dos Ojos, and did some snorkeling there. And I've been on this, how you call it, those 4-wheel squat things, and then you can snorkel. Yeah, but if you have a snorkel set and you go just to a nice part of beach and you put on your snorkel, there's a lot to see. If you go 100 meters out, I think so.
And so what's your favorite kind of food? Do you have any recommendations on some great places to eat?
Yeah, well, I'm vegetarian. And don't get me wrong, I love the good steak. And the best place for that, it's not there anymore. I don't know if you remember that. That was Chicago. Do you remember that place?
I remember Chicago.
The best freaking steaks. Anyway, not anymore. I like pastas, and of course we have the famous babes. What is always good for noodles and pasta. And I like also to go. I go a lot to Easy to Go. That's a very tiny restaurant on Avenida 10 and I think Street 16 by the big shopping mall there somewhere. They make the noodles, fresh, and they throw in the veggies fresh, and that's great. And what else do I really like? The hijas de las tostadas, yes?
Oh, no. What's the name of that pasta restaurant that you said that was on Avenida Diaz?
With the noodles?
Yeah. Easy
to Go. It's called Easy to Go. And it's noodles, and it's fantastic. And you can just watch him. He's walking everything, and there are only 4 or 5 tables outside, but it's so fresh. And they have really, really good stuff. I like to go there. I go there often. Yeah. Yeah, Bio Natural for their breakfasts. Absolutely. Yeah, and I love Duck. That's around the corner here on Avenida 30 by the Constituences. They have everything fresh, They have the best meals and the best juices. Yeah.
I love
the new
that
Chow Chow Cafe here. Have you been there in the Chow Chow Cafe?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
Very nice. You have to. Well, you don't have to, of course, but they do a lot of good things. You can bring your stuff to recycle. They make all. I'm not a vegan. I get a little tired about when people say, "Oh, I'm only vegan," but. I'm sorry for the vegan people listening now, but I love cheese. I'm Dutch, and but that is a real cool place. Everybody comes there, and you can bring your computer. It's like a very nice vibe. They have great coffee. They have nice sandwiches, and it's you can meet everybody there, and they have like this music nights, and it's cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to check it out.
Check it out. What else? The best coffee?
Best coffee?
Cacao.
Cacao, of course.
Cacao. Yeah, I say it, and I think they're so nice. I'm trying to avoid Starbucks, and sometimes, it's the only place around, but Cacao is beautiful coffee, nice service, great people.
Yeah, very nice people. We spoke to them on one of our other podcasts, and it was great to chat with them. Very interesting how they got started.
Yeah. Nice. What else? What can I do for you?
Well, what I'd love to be able to do is get some. How can people reach out to you? Because, like, if they're interested in teacher training, or any of your workshops, how can they reach you or find out more information about what you have going on, in the world of yoga?
Yeah. Well, I'm of course on the famous Facebook, and nowadays your Facebook page is more important than your website. Well, now I do it myself. Now, if I wanted to know something about somebody, I just Facebook the person, and you can find out everything. So, of course, I have a Facebook page that's just with my name, Ellen de Jonge, and on Instagram and everything. Also, I have a website that is ellendejonge.com, and I post all my teacher trainings there, what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. No, it's not going to say what I'm not going to do, but you know what I'm going to do. I'm starting a new training soon, November 1, December 17. And that's a 200-hour kind of the basic training, and that's going to be my 29th. And next year I'm planning on something a little different, a little ongoing, maybe a little bit more deep, maybe a little bit more shorter workshop. So stay tuned, everybody. I'm going to rock your yoga world.
Ooh, and I see.
Ooh, well, how about that? Ooh.
I like that. No, so, and do I see that there is, do you have a workshop in June already for next year? I thought I saw on your website.
I'm going, every year, it's on the website. Every year I go to Amsterdam to see my mom, and I also go every year to England, to the UK, and I teach in an abbey, and it's fantastic. Also on my website, a weekend full of love, yoga, great food, vegan, great food, in a monastery. The energy is there, right there. Fantastic. Very happy to do that every year.
Oh, well, see, I'll have to watch that. I'll have to watch that, because I would travel to the UK for yoga.
Oh, it's beautiful. And the yoga is, we do lots of meditation, yoga nidras, and, it's a little bit of everything. And it's really, really, and the environment in the center of beautiful, the UK, with lots of booths, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Excellent.
I always go more for myself. No, I'm kidding. But I go there and I really rest, I think, okay, I'm doing teaching, and then I'm going to sit in the garden, and it's fantastic there. Yeah.
Well,
teach in
awesome.
Amsterdam always. Yeah. Been to the States. I don't know, next year. I was in Belize. I don't know. I will teach in Belize again next year, but just to teach, not for a workshop, just to teach and be there, because Belize is beautiful. So yeah, I'm planning as we speak.
Excellent.
That's it.
Great. Well, we'll make sure we get links over to your website, and everybody who's listening, I recommend, reach out to Ellen on Facebook and her webpage, and you can just go to today's show notes, and we'll have all the information. And Ellen, please keep us posted. We're more than happy to share any workshops you have coming up in the Riviera Maya as you plan them out, because I know we have a lot of yogis.
Oh yeah, a lot of. And Tulum will be there. I go often to Tulum to teach.
Awesome.
So that will be posted all over the place. Social media freak, next to, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you
know,
cannot only teach anymore, You cannot do that. You have to promote yourself and others.
And it gets harder. It's harder to do every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of people, like yourself and other people here in the Riviera Maya, is that we live in such an incredible area. We love it so much that we still take time out of our busy schedules to find that time to go to the beach or to go to the jungle or a cenote and reconnect with the magic that brought us here in the first place. Yes, absolutely, because there's magic here. There's also very, how I say this, destructive powers. Powers. I don't want to talk about powers. I know, but destructive, you have to be, you have to really be careful. You know what I mean? Not like for yourself, maintain health. You know what I mean a little bit? Yeah. Because it is very thin line, here. You can party every night if you want. No? So, and if you live here, you have to really, I think from out my
my life, my body, that you have to make a good choice, you know? You know, if you want to live here, or if you want to just see it, so okay, you can find me every day in Santana, that doesn't exist anymore. You know, you also, I think you can create a beautiful life, and you can earn your livings here, as long as you work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean a little bit? It doesn't come easy. On the other hand, lots of big setbacks can happen here as well. But because
I totally
love
agree.
it so much, because I love it so much, you know, you are more patient, you know, and you take more. For example, I take more things here than I would in Amsterdam. No, you know, because it's Mexico, you know, it's here, and it's a lot of things go also with a lot of patience. You know, you need a lot of patience here, but that's also the beauty, you know. So but you have to be sure, I think, that you want to stay here. Yeah.
Well, there's lots of good
Do
reasons
I make
to
sense
stay.
or not?
No, you absolutely make sense. Hey, to me, I totally get it. You know, after 25 years, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that we're not in 10 years like looking like little prunes, you know, walking the beach forever. No. You know what I mean? Living in a beautiful area. Take advantage, but on the other hand, make it a better place. No,
exactly.
I'm gonna do beautiful things in the future, and I'm happy I'm gonna do it in a place like this. Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
I agree. Wonderful. Ellen, thank you so much. It's great to spend some time chatting with you, and I hope that our paths cross very soon. And
I hope
maybe
so. Come to yoga, woman. Come to yoga.
I will come to you. I was just going to say we shall breathe together.
Yes. Yeah, that's the deal.
But thank you so much.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Always. You always are welcome. Well, are you inspired now to move down here? Do you want to move down here and have a little place of your own? Well, then you need to talk to our friends at By Playa. You know, they have a friendly and knowledgeable international staff. They speak lots of languages, and they are known as being a buyer's agent. Well, what does that mean? That means they are only going to show you and sell you properties they know that have escrituras. An escritura is a title. And it's part of their due diligence to make sure the title is clear, there's no liens, and that the person who's selling the property is actually the owner. By Playa works with lawyers that specialize in fideicomisos, which is a Mexican trust. You may have heard of it already before. And they can address things such as capital gains problems immediately and right up front, so that you have no surprises along the way to closing. So contact our friends at By Playa at buyplaya.com. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. But before you take off, if you're planning your trip down to the area, go to locogringo.com, reach out to us, because we can help you find the most ideal place to stay. We know all of these properties personally. We've checked them out. We don't charge booking fees like it's just so common with all these other websites out there, but we don't charge booking fees. The reason why we do this is because we love the area and we think you should too. We're going to help you find the perfect place to stay that meets your needs and your budget. And then we have Pauline, our concierge, who's going to help set you up with all those fun things that you want to do, maybe some of the practical needs that you have. But we're going to take care of you. And we do this because we know this is not going to be your first and last time to the Riviera Maya and Yucatan. We know you're going to be back again.
Thanks for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. For links, show notes, and more information, head on over to locogringo.com or give us a call toll-free at 800-478-0081.
Porque se tragó la luna, estaba enferma la rana. Su madre soba que soba, dedos de pluma la panza. Pensó ranita que luna era una toronja blanca. Y aunque la luna es de leche, la leche estaba cortada. Croa, croa, dedos de pluma. Croa, croa, dedos de agua. Croa, croa.